Check, 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 check. What is going on here? How did this happen? Oh. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Check, check, check. Let me get a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Something went off with my microphone, so I need to make sure you guys can hear me. Perfect. Thank you all. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Red Seat live stream. My name is Corbin, and who is ready for some Red Sox baseball? Yeah! There is nothing in this world. There is nothing in this world I want to do more right now. I want to do more right now than watch the Boston Red Sox. I've been waiting on this all day. I've been waiting on this all day. Between the lineup, Roman Anthony being injured, I had to force down my pizza. I'm out of expectations, Chad. I gotta rant. We're ranting today. I'm gonna let you know ahead of time. We are definitively going to be ranting today. Because I got some rants that I think will be an interesting conversation with you guys too, specifically. Ranger Suarez gonna need to throw a gem because this here offense, I don't know, is going to score any runs, if we're being honest. Let me say hello to everybody in here. Give me 1 second. I'm just setting everything up. Does that look good? Sure does. Okay. Actually, let me go a little bit. There we go. All right. Paul Goldschmidt against Ranger Suarez. Whoop, whoop. Let's share the pain. We're sharing pain today, chat. All right, who do we got in the chat? I apologize for taking so long to do that. That's an important part of this. I'm a little all over the place, chat. I got a little bit off today. Mr. Money Mike Madness is obviously in the chat as we get strike one out the way for Ranger Suarez here. Joe, how you doing? Christian, how are you? Dennis, how are you? CB, the wit collector, always asking for Mike Trout. You know what? I appreciate the hustle. Daniel, how you doing? Jay, or I'm just going to call you Goodrich. How you doing? Nate, how are you? Dave, how are you? JB, what's going on? Speed Racer, how you doing? Forwards, what's going on? Brent, how are you? Whew. Whew. Yeah, this is group Corbin therapy. Oh, got chat. Normally I don't eat on stream, but like, what are we gonna miss, you know? Do we have the headband still yet? I think the headband needs to go into retirement. $10 super chat for Mr. Mike. Money Mike Madness. The man, the myth, the legend. This man goes just to stimulate some luck. Chat, maybe all we needed was a $10 super chat from Mike. Can we get some claps to the chat from Mike? Thank you so much. Also, make sure you're liking that message. Let him know that he's appreciated. And you know who I appreciate? Ranger Suarez. Going to strike him out right here. Nope, ball 3. What up, Smokey, Jim, and Jodo? How you doing? Yeah, we're in full therapy mode, chap. This is fully a therapist's office. And the only problem is we're both patients. You, me, Christian. We're all patients right now. None of us are therapists, which is a problem because it's the blind leading the blind here. Can't wait to be miserable again. Brother, I haven't stopped being miserable for like 3 weeks. Thank you, Davey. I appreciate that. Time for a Red Sox masterclass. You know what? Hell yeah. Oh my God, that's right, Nate. If they lose these next 2 games, it's time for some big changes. I don't know. My God. Goldschmidt, I'm gonna need you to I'm gonna need Goldschmidt to figure it out here. Either get on base or go back to the dugout. 9 pitch first at bat. Don't love that. I have so many rants, chap. Would trade for Soto fix the Red Sox? Brother, yes. Juan Soto's immaculate. We're going to be fine. I like that thought process. Here's something that I've been wanting to rant about for a while. And I'm curious if you guys, if you guys like this rant or think it's interesting, I might do a full video about this. I might do a full video about this topic, but to address the many issues, yeah. Here is my hot take. I don't think John Henry selling the team would do anything to improve this situation. That's my hot take. I don't think John Henry selling the team would do anything to improve this situation. And I have reasoning for it, but just need to trade shoot. Who shoot? Just need to trade shoot. Agreed. Look at the Mets. I don't even think it's a money thing. Like my reasoning is not a money thing. Right? Like I'm not even complaining about Suarez doesn't have his control here. Oh, someone in general, yeah. Here's why that's my hot take. The ownership of the Boston Red Sox has become so corporate that the majority owner selling his shares in the product, that's a strike, is never going to yield any meaningful results, right? Because you got to look at this from a business perspective. If you're FSG and the Fenway Park is sort of like the original Golden Arches, if you will, right? And that's your cash cow. That's what you built your entire franchise on. The entire conglomerate of FSG is never going to agree to full sell not just the Red Sox, but Fenway Park. Right? They're never going to do that. So the answer is, if you miraculously somehow are able to convince John Henry that he's too old, that he doesn't care enough, that he's too far removed, that, hey, maybe he should focus on soccer. Like everyone's been yelling at him for the last, 4 years, 5 years, whatever it is about, right? That was a close pitch. Walk to Aaron Judge. I don't hate a walk to Aaron Judge. Right? So even if you're able to do all that, here's what's going to happen. It'll never be FSG has sold the Boston Red Sox. It'll be John Henry has sold his shares of the Boston Red Sox, which were first auctioned and bid to other shareholders within the organization. So maybe, a Werner or an Epstein gets more shares here, but they're not going anywhere. And then a minority amount, because he's going to give some shares to probably his kids, probably a large portion of it to his wife if he's going to step back into the shadows so that wealth stays within the family. A minority amount of that is going to go to an external source. So you're never going to see any sort of legitimately yielded results. Does that make sense? Robbie's back. What's going on? Does that make sense? It's annoying business talk, but that's just the reality of it. So even if you want, here's my point. FSG's never going to sell. And even if FSG sells, it's going to be John Henry or maybe Werner are going to sell their individual shares, and it's just going to get divvied up amongst the rest of FSG with a small minority part of it going to a new owner. Like a Theo Epstein that came in, right? That's what's going to happen. So moral of the story is, emptying the stadium's not going to do anything. Asking to sell a team isn't going to do anything. It's not going to happen. You kind of got what you got, Good strikeout there from Ranger Suarez here on Cody Bellinger. We got 2 outs in the first, but he is at 22 pitches. Would like to see him go deep into this game today because, to be honest with you, the Red Sox really need it. Yeah, that's a good point, Jack. But the other problem is the entire board would have to agree to sell their specific shares, right? And that's why it's so impossible for the Red Sox for specifically FSG to sell the Boston Red Sox. What's the best immediate impact fix for this team? I don't see anything. There isn't one. There isn't like a firing or a hiring or a change that's gonna, oh my god, dude. Stan just beats the hell out of the Red Sox. That ball was crap. Oh. No, he was clearly safe. That was unfortunate. Stan just totally crushes him. I don't know, Jodo. Is that the one with old reporter for the Red Sox? Now he worked at ESPN for a while, got laid off. What's his name? Garrett getting his mojo back. That'll help, yeah, for sure. But like in terms of like fixing the team and like, tomorrow they become, the playoff team that I think a lot of us hope they would be. How do you get to that? I don't think there's an answer, right? Because the solution isn't one day. The solution's going to end up having to be weeks and months of different changes individually that come together. Yeah, I saw that, Steven. Affleck, Damon, and Wahlberg. I don't think if all three of those guys put their money together, they could afford to buy the Red Sox. Like, they're such an elite level. Rice could be a Bregman type mentor. No, it's too different, dude. Like I understand that people are like, oh, he was a great hitter, and yeah, the Red Sox should listen when he speaks, but you can't stick a guy who's played in 1977 through 1989 or whatever it is. Ugh, GG's. We didn't even make it through the first inning before this game was over. We didn't even make it through the first inning before the game's over. Half of you don't even have the game on yet, and the game's over. Because this Red Sox team is not going to score 3 runs against Max Fried. They're not going to do it. They have a hard time scoring 3 runs against mediocre pitchers. To be fair, Ahmed Rosario has crushed. That was a bad pitch. How am I, Spencer? I am in a place of misery. It's legitimately over, and it's been 2 outs. They've got their 6-hitter Ahmed Rosario, who's a nobody, hitting ding dongs off of Ranger Suarez. The Red Sox have 2 less home runs to catch that, Jaron. My God. It's over. It feels over. It really does feel over. And what's wild is like dude, Carabas put it out there the other day. You got to trade or fire somebody just simply to send a message. I don't know how much longer you go until. I don't know how much longer you go until like you simply have to do something. Even if it's just firing a coach. Like I said on Twitter today, like you fire Pete Fatsi, you're not gonna wake up tomorrow and be like, hey. Oh, yeah, that guy was the only reason we weren't figuring this out, right? You're still going to be a bad offense, but at least it lets the team know, hey, man, you're so bad that we think your entire philosophy is so bad we have to get rid of this guy, right? Fire sale, it might be coming. Am I going to do Collins today? I don't know. GM ownership is the problem. Let's go back to our conversation. That was a 29 first pitch inning for Suarez. I'm fire Fatsy, but they need to backfill somebody to get this lineup to be productive. That's my point. But like even if you backfill it with somebody, who? Right? Like who? I saw someone like Chris Cotillo throw a Carlos Delgado today. Like you're just gonna start throwing stuff at the wall and see if it fits. To still support the team. I don't understand what you're saying, JC. So we should all just stop supporting the team totally. This is what drives me nuts too. I hate the idea of letting. Freedy's gonna dice this up, dude. Freedy's going to totally dice this up. What's this? An early funeral? Feels like it, yeah. But those launch angles are a thing of beauty. It's not even the launch angles. It's the what is it? Exit velocities or something. Collins would be very interesting today. Yeah. Do I trust you guys enough though? I need to get my headphones for that. I'm just blindly watching this game. We could have signed Fried. Would you rather have Max Fried or Garrett Crochet? All right, to be fair. Max Fried's going to dice this up. No more Yoshida, no more Wong. What? Yoshida, what are you talking about? No. You need Yoshida in the lineup. He's the only one consistently hitting outside of Contreras here. Yeah, I agree with that, Slow. Murakami would have saved us. Murakami would have hit us a couple more home runs, which would have been great. You would have been like you would have been like, I don't know, bottom 10 in home runs as opposed to last in home runs. But like, I don't think this record would be much better than Murakami. Because the problem is too, you'd be playing Murakami at first base, which means you wouldn't have Contreras. So like, would you be any better? You know? But the pitching hasn't been pitching. Yeah, the pitching hasn't been pitching. I am thoroughly convinced. I'm thoroughly convinced that the Red Sox thought they had this master plan. What's up, Crutch? How you doing? Had this master plan of, hey, we're gonna just take over the league with this cutter approach. We're gonna be the team that throws mostly cutters. Right? This is what's going to happen. And it's just backfiring so bad, and they don't know how to adjust. Like I'm thoroughly convinced that's what's going on. Because you look at like Suarez, that home run, what was that? Was that a cutter or a sinker? It was dead middle. And that scares me a little bit. That was a changeup. A little bit of a different story. That was just a bad changeup. But like you look at Suarez's first, two starts that were terrible, and it was like cutter heavy. And then he figures it out, and he's like pretty good. I don't know, dude. It just feels like the whole team's philosophy is off. And to be honest with you, I like I've been a core defender for a while. I've been a core defender for a long time. And not that I'm defending him here. I think this philosophy thing is higher than Cora. Like I think this is a philosophy throughout the entirety, like all the way up. I think it goes up to Breslow. I really do. What would it take to trade for Jordan? Tolley. Start with Tolley. Arias probably. I think those are the two names that would need to like start. Yeah, Durant, Tolley, Arias is probably what it takes. That's probably the package. Yoshida's in the same place as... No, he's not. Look up Yoshida's statistics here. And look up Wong's statistics while you're at it there, big guy. I miss Hein Bloom now. Dude, I like Hein Bloom. Another $10 super chat for money. Mike, you are the only thing keeping me going right now. I'll tell you that right now. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, Mike. Mike, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. This is a crazy take. The defense at second base is bad. Marcelo Meyer is like 90th percentile in outs above average. He's like one of the best second basemen in baseball. Dude, if Trevor Story gets a hit tonight, I will be shocked. I'll be shocked. I know he's 2 home runs and 5 RBIs off of Fried, but come on. There's no way. When are we just going to promote? I tweeted that last night. People didn't like that. I agree with you. Yeah, bring him up. Did that fall fair? He's not converting double plays. Yes, he is. It's not Marcelo who's the problem here, big dog. Look at the statistics. Look at the statistics and tell me which one between Story and Meyer has been the problem. Passivity. Yeah, I don't know. The problem is you don't know what the issue is because everything's an issue. That's the problem. That's the issue. You don't know what the issue is because everything's an issue. And when everything's an issue like that, you have to imagine is it roster construction? I don't know. Is it a philosophy handed down from the top? Is it Cora? Is it Cora allowing too much of the of Fatsy and Bailey to do their own things, and maybe he needs to get more hands-on and figure out a new approach? I don't know. You said Story has surprised you this year. Yeah, shocking. No lies, Daggett last night's score. Look at this night's score. It's 3-0 in the first inning. What do you like? We don't need to look very hard. Mikey's not a great defensive player, to be fair. Like, I don't know if the defense would be. The defense will be better with Story or Meyer at shortstop, regardless. I don't know that Mikey at second base is going to be like. He'll probably be like slightly below league average. Like, he's not going to be Christian Campbell bad, but yeah, that's also what I'm worried about too, Shimon. That was the other thing I wanted to talk about. Is for me, right? And I am a eternally optimistic fan, right? I try so hard to find positivity. Last night, for the first time this season, for the first time in I think ever, even last year when the Red Sox were kind of stinking it up in April, the first time I've ever looked at this and said, like in April, been like, I wonder what Sonny Gray can get you the deadline. Like that literally was my thought. And then I went, maybe Chapman too. Because those are really the only two pieces you're going to trade away if this continues to the deadline, right? You know what this team reminds me of? It reminds me a lot of 2024. Like, you remember 2024 where, like, the Red Sox for most of the season were pretty bad? Like for most of the season, they were at least like 3 or 4 games below 500, and then like for 2 months in the middle of the summer, they got really hot, and you were like, okay, this could be a team, but it ended up just being a flash in the pan. That's exactly what this team feels like. It feels like this Red Sox team is very similar. It's got I would say Contreras is a little bit better than Justin Turner, and the rotation personnel wise is better. I don't think I don't think the performance is better, but like you're looking around and it's like there's so many young people, there's so many young players on this team that they're gonna get hot, they're gonna get cold. It's gonna be so cyclical. And 2024 was so cyclical, where they were great for 2 weeks, bad for 2 weeks, great for 2 weeks, bad for 2 weeks. This feels exactly like those teams. And that's a problem, right? And I think that's why I've been more negative this year. Like, I've been more negative this year than I've ever been early on with a Red Sox team on this channel. And I think that's the reason, is because we've seen this before. And not only have we seen this before, but last year was the first time in years that we saw legitimate progress towards figuring out exactly what the issue has been, right? And you figured it out, and you made it to the playoffs. And you're like, okay, you've got the formula. Now build on it. And instead of building on it, they pivoted totally and tried something different, which should have never happened in the first place. The problem is the philosophy the Red Sox have been going with since 2019. $10 super chat, first and foremost. Thank you so much, Alex. Can we get some likes on that message, please? Yeah, the philosophy from 2019 on, I don't disagree. I will say there's some cracks in Dave Dombrowski's philosophy too. To be fair, like the Phillies are struggling a little bit now too, and they've got a lot of old contracts on there. So, but yeah, you're not wrong, right? Like right below it, right? Slow. It's like, hey, what if you'd built this team around Betts? There's a good strikeout, Ranger. All right, let's get 6 innings, 3 runs. Let's just get an average start here. At least keep the game close. I agree, Blue. I agree. Like I think there were a lot of pessimistic Red Sox fans who thought this lineup was going to be tough. But to be the worst, I mean, you look around the league, right? And I put out the short today. They're bottom 5, bottom 10 in at least every single major offensive category. This offense was never supposed to be a bottom 10 offense in baseball, right? I think at worst people were like, okay, it's going to be it's going to be like I don't know, 16th or 17th. Are we scoring more than 3 runs versus Fried? No. The only hope is that the Yankees. There we go. Suarez. All right, there's 2 quick outs. What are my thoughts on Roman Anthony's start to the season? I think he'll be perfectly fine. I think he's just 21 years old and starting for the first time in his professional career at the big league level during a season in the top of the lineup on a team that is struggling. That's a lot for him to have to manage at the same time. Yeah. And on top of that too, look at the underlying metrics for Roman. Like, look how he's hitting the ball. Look at how he is approaching at bats. He's gonna be perfectly fine. Stan being as dang near alone. Well, Stan in that gigantic blast from Ahmed Rosario. Yeah, we do. Do I think Anthony should be moved down the lineup? I kind of don't. And it's because I don't know who else you'd put at the top of that lineup. Like, that's a problem, right? For me, like, Lou Maloney's been all over this on the broadcast lately, where he's just been hammering the idea of moving Roman Anthony down. And I don't disagree in terms of like, hey, could you just, maybe it'll get him right. Massa, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Underlying metrics, what a tool you are. Okay. Why don't we call Campbell back up? Where are you going to put him? GG. Yeah, feels GG. That was a good bounce back inning from Suarez, at least. Can we just make the Fenway Green uniforms a primary thing? Hell yeah. Let's do it. When do I think the first trade will be? I don't know, dude. Low key, this is my other hot take. I think it needs to be Jarren Duran. When you have so many extra players you want to play, this is part of the reason I think it's Jarren Duran. I just like Moss is not gonna. The thing with Jarren Duran though is you could actually get something of value. I think looking at like you're not going to trade Cedon, right? There's no reason to trade Cedon. He's been one of your better players this season. You're not going to trade Willier. He was hot, right? I know he's cooled off hella. I get that. And I think that's going to be part of it's to be part of him trying to figure it out. Especially being an everyday player. He was an everyday player last year. Like I think you're going to see again, this goes back to this 2024 kind of mentality. You're obviously not going to trade Roman. He'll be fine. It's just like I don't know. Duran's value had plummeted. It has, for sure. It definitely has. Yeah, I know. But like if you're going to make a distinctive move, that's the answer, right? It is. Who else are you going to move? Yeah, I don't disagree with you, Swoosh. The problem is you had the opportunity to this offseason. You didn't, right? You didn't, even if it wasn't Duran, you had opportunities this offseason. You didn't want to eat money for Massa, so you didn't move him. You prefer to be called a 5-tool streamer? True, I am a 5-tool streamer. You got that right. Who else can you move? That's what I'm trying to say, right? It's either Massa or Duran. And right now, one of them is one of your best pitchers, or one of your best hitters. The other one is somebody like Jarren Duran being in the lineup tonight is crazy. This dude is 0 for 10 with 7 strikeouts against Max Fried. Vaping, that didn't really make sense because you're talking about a lineup and then you talked about Velo FIP BS, which is pitching. No, Yoshida's not in today. It's Duran. And this is a conversation you have. Duran, Tully Witherspoon for Soto. Why didn't I think of that? Of course. Duran, Tully Witherspoon for Juan Soto. Bingo, bango, bongo. Chat, that fixes everything. Do I think Core is responsible for the lineups or Breslow? Breslow's responsible for the roster. Core is responsible for the actual lineups itself. And I don't know which one you want to blame on the it's kind of up to you, I think. Witherspoon's gonna be good. You know the worst part about this type of season is you just start you just start to like focus on the minor league guys, and that sucks. There's another walk. Max Fried's a little bit off today. Think they could take advantage of it? Oh baby, we're about to find out with Jarren Duran up. Do you think they should trade Yoshida or Duran for a pitcher or a hitter? I personally, I think pitcher. I think you should get another bullpen weapon. I don't think anyone would come to Boston. What if you get traded to Boston? There's nothing you really do about it, Jennifer. Like, what are they going to say? No. I'll try to become passionate about the Woo Sox just in case. Need a right-handed power bat? Yeah, but where? No way Jarren Duran just went yard after I said that. All right. All right. Duran off the monster. We got second and third with nobody out. Chat. Do I smell some runs tonight? Do I smell some runs tonight? I don't know. I don't know. See, this is the problem, right? Is when we talk about we need to trade Durant and we need to trade somebody, all it takes is one person getting hot. It just sucks. Like, there's no real answer to say something bad about Durbin. But he has a 475 OPS. How did it go down? He's had 3 doubles recently. It has gone down. My God. 3 doubles recently, but he has gone down. Caleb Durbin has 0.1 more. Don't ask me how. It's because he's been elite defensively. I know he's had the errors recently, but it's been the bat has been miserable. Like, he's going to. Yeah, he ain't touching this, dude. He's not touching Max Fried. But the defense has been really good. You see that attempt? Oh, dude, yeah, hell yeah. Red Sox get second and third. They get Durbin, Wong, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Oh. Yeah, there it is. Figured. Need to draft them, no excuses. Now we just need a fast base run. You got a couple of those. We had 3 doubles on Friday and Saturday, and now it's Wednesday. When was it? Okay, outside of Wilson Contreras, when was the last? It was Trevor Story in Twins, right? Cora shake things up. Cora has no control over who gets sent down, TL. Why no bunt? Actually, a good point. Why not a bunt? Not any you could trust as a ghost runner. That's crazy with Seidon and Duran on this team. Any chance of any Wong dongs? It has been since September of 2024 since our last Wong dong. I wouldn't hold your breath. Is giving Durbin a breather and AAA an option? It is, but who are you going to bring up? Roman hasn't hit a homer since Series 2, and Meyer hasn't homered since the series opener. Yeah. Oh, the don't ask me how. It's because his defense wasn't good at first base, and he's not hitting super well right now, Indy. Can Wong hit the ball in the air somewhere far? You're asking a lot. Masa, lead off Wong. Brother, Wong looks lost right now. I'll tell you that. Yeah, let's lead that guy off. I can't believe the I can't believe I even sniffed a run there. The Red Sox have first, second, and third, nobody out, and they proceed to strike out on 7 pitches. 7 pitches, dude. I'm going insane. I'm actually going insane. Who said it? Someone said they were going to strike out 3 times in a row too. Who was it? It's all part of the script. True. Who said it? Oh, it was Jakuzu. At least we're not the Mets. I said that the other day. That I looked at it. The Red Sox are 2 games better than the Mets. It's not like You know what I mean? Like at least the Mets have Soto and Bichette and Lindor and Peralta. Like there's some hope there. Like at least there's somebody there that turns on a dime and all of a sudden they can carry a lineup. The Red Sox are 2 games better than the Mets. 2. Their OPS is slightly better than the Mets right now. They actually struck out 3 times in a row. They actually just struck out 3 times in a row. This will be my full crash out, dude. Your friend's at this game. Tell your friend to never go to a baseball game again. I'm just kidding. We should boycott the Red Sox. Yeah, dude. Let me just totally quit the channel that I make a living on. let me just throw this all away. Send you to Vegas. Yeah, actually, someone needs to get this guy a lottery ticket. I just Wally headband chat. Do we want the Wally headband right now? With this team, do we want the Wally headband? Maloney says be patient. Everyone's going through the process as hitters. I understand that. I totally understand that. But you can only process so far before you're just a bad team. That's it. You know? Like that's all you can do. Like there's only so much processing until you're just a bad team. And on top of that, even if they get hot, how far in the hole are you going to be before every loss right now? Every single loss right now is putting you deep. You're now, 5 games back of first place. Tonight, you'll be 6 games back of first place. Tomorrow, probably 7. So all of a sudden, you come out of this, you're almost 10 games out of first place at the end of April. Will this lineup be good? Roman, Bogarts, Bregman, Devers, Contreras. It'd probably be better. There's problems with all like Bogarts, like Bregman, Devers. I don't know if you'd be significantly better, but you'd have more hope that things were going to get better. You know what I mean? Like with Devers' bat speed. Like if you're watching Devers right now, it's clear that there's something wrong. His bat speed is way lower. He's not hitting the ball out of the ballpark like he used to. What's wrong with this team, Corbin? When I say everything, I mean everything. I mean everything. Pitching has been a problem. Defense has been better. I'll give him that. Defense has been better. Mentioned 3 good Yoshida moments. I'll give you 3 in the last series. He had the walk-off hit in the last series. He started both of the rallies the Red Sox had in the last game that gave him 8 runs. Okay, thanks for the update, Jennifer. Ownership is the biggest problem. I low-key think it might be Breslow. As much as I don't like the ownership group, like I thought this pivot was creative, but we said at the beginning we knew it was going to be a risk, right? The pivot was a risk, and it's not paying off, and it's not looking good. Why do they keep throwing it back? It is driving me nuts, them throwing this back to like 2004, 2007 of just great moments in Red Sox history. No shot. Someone's complaining about Massa when literally watching Durbin and IKF puke up every game. Giancarlo Stanton is single-handedly killing. Killing us. This is crazy. He's 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. It's the same inning. It's the same inning. Mark, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, my friend. I don't even know if you're in here. That was because of the video, but I appreciate you. Not gonna lie, I hope the Red Sox have an awful season. You want there to be a shakeup in the org? It's long overdue. Yeah, but the problem is, again, what's the shakeup? Like, what are you shaking up? What's the shakeup? Well, there's another run. It's literally the same sequence. James Tibbs does not have 7 home runs in his last 8 games. No, I don't think so. What's the stream record looking like? Negative, dude. We have had 2 shotguns. We've had 5. We're 2 and 3. With an awful season, Henry would blame Suarez signing and cut payroll again. Yeah. And that's a sad thought. Here's a problem. So this is another hot take I have here. I don't know. I don't know if firing Breslow will do anything. Where my sort of like existential negativity is coming from is I don't know. I don't know if there's a better situation out there. Does that make sense? Like we already talked about the fact that best case scenario with FSG selling the team, it'll be dividing the shares between the same people that already have it. They're just going to get into higher roles. But with Breslow too, like what's not talked about when it's like, oh, Breslow sucks, fire him. Why do you think the Red Sox went with Breslow? It wasn't their first choice. It wasn't their second choice. It wasn't the guy that they had circled on their calendars when they fired Chaim Bloom. It wasn't, right? They wanted a experienced, successful GM/CBO. What happened? Every single one of them that was playing for that was GMing or CBOing or HBOing or NBCing or whatever it is for the other teams here, they said no. Right? Because they know, and it's become a thing in all of the league, that when you play for the Red Sox, you have a chance to win a championship, but you don't have longevity. And you also don't have a ton of overarching control over what happens in the organization. They want, as much as I love Alex Cora, he was a hindrance to that too, because the ownership said you can come in and do whatever you want, but Cora and his staff has to stay. Right? So you've got that, you've got budgetary restrictions, and you've got a longevity issue when you're a CBO or a GM. So you fire Breslow. How does that improve this situation? It really doesn't, right? And I understand people are like, well, the situation will be different. It'll be different to us because it's more understandable. And I think a lot of us understood that Chaim Bloom felt like a scapegoat when he got fired, right? But Breslow will be fired for just simply not being a competent enough baseball player, GM, to override a organization like the Red Sox. I think that's understandable. But if you're a legitimate good GM, a legitimate good CBO, MSNBC, whatever it is, right? Are you saying, hey, man, I want the Red Sox job after everything on top of that, plus they just fired their second CBO in the last 7 years? No, right? So you're going to have to do the same routes again. You're going to have to go through and you're going to have to pick up somebody who hasn't done this job before, another fly out here. I mean, that was pretty well hit, but another fly out here. Right, that's the issue. So you're low-key, you're kind of stuck. Right, that you're just kind of stuck. That's the issue. And again, you are not going to sell. You're not going to see this team sold. You're not going to see this team sold. It's not going to happen. And if it does happen, it will happen in the most corporate way possible, where FSG still retains a majority of control. It's just the truth. How can we force a sale? There will be no sale. That's my point. Did I see Section 10's post? No, what was it? Does that make sense? Like there will not be. You could empty out this stadium. Here's the problem with this, right? There's so many boycott Red Sox, boycott this, boycott that. You can empty out the stadium. Opposing fan bases are still going to come because it is one of the great wonders of America. Coming to Fenway Park if you're a baseball fan. You're still going to get the TV revenue because NESN is owned by FSG. You're still going to get you're still going to get league sharing revenue from advertisements and stuff like that. You're still going to get advertisements in the stadium. Like, you're not going to take a big enough hit if you empty out the stadium. Could it be close to time for... It's definitely not close to time for Arias. No, there's nothing. Even if Henry were to sell his shares again, it's going to mostly go to probably his wife to keep it within him so he's still making money. And then his kids, and then the rest of FSG, and then a minority amount will be sold off to somebody else. And maybe there is someone in FSG who really does want to win. Theo, maybe someone said Theo, right? Maybe Theo comes in and maybe he buys more, but you have to have the money to be able to buy said shares, right? And I don't know that Theo can buy in. Obviously, he's pretty well off, dude. Don't get me wrong. Had a baby Willier, nice hit to the other side. That's a good sign for Willier. That the live score? Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Felix. Depression? Yep. Ever watch EI in the morning? No. Mm-mm. I don't listen to any sports radio. So donate so Red Sea can buy a share. I don't. You don't want me in a boardroom, dude. Paula Burrows style of boardroom. That'd be crazy. It's just not gonna happen. You're just stuck. It is what it is. But this team just sucks. Like, it's become a corporate weapon with a Stone Cold Stunner. What do you think the conversation would go like when I'm like, guys, listen, as a minority shareholder of this team, what the hell are we doing? The Yankees kind of look bored. I would be bored too playing against this team, dude. Mets, Royals, and Astros right now, you're 2 games better. You're going to be about even with them after tonight. It's harder for me to watch Corbin. What am I doing? In the Red Sox hitting coach, brother. They are better than what we've seen, but that's even more of a problem. Thoughts on what is best for Peyton Tolley? Let him develop in Major League Baseball. If you're going to be bad, let him develop in Major League Baseball. Yankees and Sox rivalry just not the same thanks to the Sox. Last year, low key felt like it was coming back. The Red Sox beat them. You know what I mean? Like Red Sox were beating them down during the regular season. Um, Red Sox were beating them down in the regular season. There was crap talking on both sides. You know, you play them in the postseason. It's a huge series. You lose. Like it felt like it really felt like the rivalry was starting to make a comeback because the young cores were kind of coming up together. There's no rivalry. Yeah, last year was good, man. Last year was a good time. Glad you're enjoying it, Jet. And the Wild Warriors of Pedro Martinez, the Yankees are our daddy. 49% of Red Sox hits are infield hits. Is that a real statistic? Duran didn't play college in Arizona. We're cooked this year. How far back are the Mets? Sox ratio to home runs to Sox have allowed. The amount they've hit is 2. Wait, what? Is it too early to start really panicking about this team? No. Mm-mm. No. No. You're a full month into the season, man. You could panic. Totally hitting homers. You know what, dude? Yeah. Hell yeah. Let him in there. Let him in there. Does Suarez have any? I don't think so. I think it's just straight. Bong Water Popsicle? What a YouTube name. Breslov said it's too early to panic. Not enough data yet. Misery loves company. That's why we're all here, folks. We have 5 guys in the lineup that aren't hitting their weight. It can't get worse. I wouldn't put that out into the universe. Brezzo's AI. I am not a human being. I am not a human being. When does Durbin go to AAA? I don't know, dude. I like the problem is who do you replace? Like I love Mikey. I do think Mikey's gonna be a good player. But I don't know that he's ready to take over third base. Maybe you put Campbell. Has Campbell been playing any second base in the minors? I don't think so. Campbell, I don't even think has been playing any infield. Mr. Data becoming a member once again of the standing room. Congrats and claps to the chat for Mr. Data. Thank you so much, brother. Oh, speaking of that, members only streams in me tomorrow. I don't know what we're gonna do. There's a Red Sox game on. Do we watch it? Are we paying attention? Christian Campbell. Oh, yeah. Maybe we'll do Collins tomorrow. That's a good idea. We'll do Collins tomorrow. Members only Collins. This will be fun. We'll have a good time. Oh, what am I looking for? Oh, right. If he's playing any infield this year. I don't think he is fielding. Good pitch. Hey, good inning from Suarez there. It's like one good inning, one bad inning for him. Hell yeah. He's playing left field, center field, DH. He is not playing any infield this year. Would it be nice to get him some at third base? Craig, thank you so much for becoming a member of the box seats. Thank you. You think Roman will be a first baseman at some point? Maybe like later into his career. I don't think any time in the near future. No. Sox stink. Yeah, they aren't. They really aren't great. They will drive me insane. No, because to be honest with you, I'm kind of right there with you guys. Like this is the first year. Like usually each year I battle pretty heavily with the naysayers, the pessimists. And for most of this channel I've been wrong in terms of like trying to defend this team. This year I'm just not. I just can't. I can't defend this team. Hogdale's crashing out on his stream. Yeah, that makes sense. Suarez stole the money. I don't even think Suarez is a bad pitcher. The problem is with this, Pedro, is if Suarez goes, let's say 6 innings, 4 earned, it's not a good start, but that's not like a blow up start either, right? But the problem is when you have an offense that can't score a run, that can't do anything of value, 4 earned in 6 innings is a death sentence. That's the problem. That's the problem. Right, it was the same thing yesterday with Conley early. He went 5 1/3 innings. He gave up 3 runs. This is a really good offense the New York Yankees have. Yeah, go for it, Mike. That's a really good offense, right? So Conley did his job yesterday pretty well. Like not great, but pretty well. But you sat there and you said, "Man, it sucks that he couldn't have gotten into this. Couldn't got past the 6 innings with 1 earned run because." You can't score 3 runs. You're going up against Max Fried. He's got 5 strikeouts in 3 innings. There's like, call up Mickey Gasper and put him where? First base? That's the only part of your team that's going well right now. The July Sox will put us right back in. Yeah, oh yeah. This is, like I said at the beginning of the stream, this is 2024, right? Where you've got some talent. It looks like if you put it together, you could be good. But, like, it's not going to come together fully this season outside of those 2 months. And for those 2 months, you're going to be like, man, this team is great. Gasper to second. Yeah, all right, fine. Mickey Gasper plays second. Meyer third. All right, there we go, Monasterio. Get off a wall. Nope, okay. Looked like it was hit well. Call up Arias. You know what, at this point, you just called up a pitcher from AA. Why not? Why not? Just DFA Durbin and sign me? Yeah, you know what? I'll get out there. Can't have much lower of a average. Yeah, probably will. I mean, yeah. Like you're gonna. I don't know. One of those teams that can be like, oh my god. So who do I blame for this team? Yeah, I think if you had to pick one person, I think there's a lot of things wrong with this team right now, and I do think the players deserve some blame too. It's Breslow. I think you have to blame Breslow. What's my exit velocity, Corbin? When I was playing baseball, there was no exit velocity, which is the oldest thing I've ever said in my entire life. What will we be saying if we win 10 in a row? I'll be psyched. I would love to root for this team. I want nothing more. I love the players on this team. I love the personalities. I love these guys. I would love nothing more than to be excited about this Red Sox team. Did I play in high school? Yeah. Durant changed the stand again. Hey, he's got to do something. But yeah, I think ultimately at the end of the day, it's a great point, Jack. Can this team still make the playoffs? I have very little faith. Who's the first to go? Did Durant just do it again? Wow, look at Jaren. Who is this guy, huh? Who is this guy? What would the team look like if Mookie was still here? You probably wouldn't have Story, right? Who? You probably look better. Let's be honest, right? Looking at your thumbnail about being miserable together, perfect. Yeah, I thought so. We're going to find a way to leave Durant stranded? Yeah, of course, dude. There's no way Durbin or Wong is going to do anything here. So you retract your last statement? Do I think Durant should go back to leadoff? You know what? Why not? You know what I mean? Why not? $2 super chat from Alex. He said, if Mookie was still here, we have another World Series. I think you win in 21 if you got Mookie here. I will say that for sure. Better than being miserable alone, that's for sure. Can I be honest with you guys about something? I've been looking forward to this stream all week, dude. All week. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow, too. Because it's so much better sitting here. And, yep, there's a ground ball. For those of you who are wondering. It is so much better sitting here and just yelling into a microphone and you guys like being like, yeah or no, or like fighting me on stuff. It's so much better. Monster Durant at second base because one, Betts was a. I think we've had this discussion before. And there we go. Wow. So they did nothing? Mookie should have been a Red Sox for life, period. There's no way around it. Yeah, I don't disagree. Who would I rather have, Wong or Betts? Gee. Gee, I wonder. Man, this is a tough decision. Would I rather have Wong or Betts? Also, too, you probably don't have Narvaez. Didn't we trade? Oh, no, we traded Elmar Rodriguez. You wouldn't have had Richard Fitz. Yeah. It's disgusting watching the Red Sox play. How many innings until the Red Sox score? 9 yesterday, 18. How did we get Crochet? You trade Montgomery, Teal, Mydroth, and God, what was his name? Pitcher. $5 super chat from Money Mike Madness. Says Corbin, you're like the brother I never had. Wait, you are the brother I never had. I appreciate that, Mike. Thank you. I'm telling you guys, like I don't even think I'd be watching this team if it wasn't for you guys. I'm so serious. Like being able to sit here and just like breathe a little bit about this team. Wickelman Gonzalez, thank you. It makes it a little bit easier. So what exactly we trade Devers for? Well, right now, Durbin. Why? Because he wouldn't play first base. All right, so yeah, get it. Make sure you're ready for that, Steven. They're gonna be calling your name pretty soon here. Thanks for being here. You know? I will say, I don't think having Devers on this team. I don't think Devers being on this team, I don't think you're much better. Look at Devers' statistics right now. I don't think you're much better. Kalen, you might not make it out of this game. You would line up Derek Falvey to be CBO? Yeah. I mean, if you can do that, then go for it. The worst thing the Red Sox can do right now is be like, hey, man, we're done with our rebuild. That's why we're bringing in Breslow. Hey, man, we need to rebuild because of what Breslow did. We're just gonna let him go and see what happens. Like, that's the worst thing you do, you know? Call him Daddy Wong Dong. Yeah, the guy who hasn't hit a home run in over a year now. What would it take to turn this team around? Fire Cora, Breslow, or the hitting coach? None of those are going to turn this team around right now. The only thing that's going to turn this team around is the team playing better. It was a good strikeout from Suarez there. You know what I mean? Like you fire Breslow tonight. What does that do for your team tomorrow? You know? You fire Cora tonight. You think this team's gonna rattle off 10 wins because of it? I don't think so. The hitting coach is the only one where you could be like, yeah, you could make a legitimate philosophy change here, right? Toley's gonna be up tomorrow. There's no reason to pound a drum. He'll be up tomorrow. Your countryman having a rough night on the mound. Yeah, I mean, he's really only had one bad pitch, you know, to Ahmed Rosario. Outside of that, off the top of my head, do I know any of the upcoming free agents? I don't. The 2027 class is going to be super interesting because I just have no idea. Corey's got to call out the team. Corey's got to call out the... Dude, we're not doing this again. Walking Judge 3 times in a row to get to Stanton, who's just absolutely crushing you. If we get swept by the Yankees, you best believe some changes are coming. Yeah, but what? Like, what is it going to be? I don't think I've ever seen a rotation 4 lefties and 1 righty, and the Sox are about to have that. Sure are. Oh, yeah, get into Bellinger. Let's go. Firing Fatsy, I'd be all in on. I'd be perfectly fine. Perfectly fine firing Pete Fatsy. Because, like, that's, I mean, marginal changes. It shows that, you know, you're trying to shake things up a little bit. And like, the Twins fired their entire hitting staff, brought someone new in, and they are, with one of the worst rosters in baseball, one of the better offenses in baseball. You're telling me there's no philosophy change necessary for the Red Sox offensively? The more I'm saying this, like, we talked about this last year too with firing Fatsy. Fire that guy. I hate calling for jobs. I don't like it. Fire that guy. What was Carabas's most recent tweet? When you start cheating, you know what, I'm in. Let's just start cheating. Aaron Judge is still bagging on us. Could be worse. Could be the Mets. I'm going to keep saying this so I'm blue in the face. You are 2 games better than the Mets. You're about to be 1 game better than the Mets. You can't repeat it? Dang, that would have been a double play too. Brutal. Let me see. What is Carabas's tweet then? Carabas's latest tweet. Cam Schlittler is going to jam it so far up the Sox ass tomorrow night, and there is nothing any of us can do about it. It is a scheduled colonoscopy at Fenway Park. Man, they're really taking Suarez out. I'm kind of surprised, low key. You think $10 super chat from Blue. Blue said he interned for the Red Sox front office twice in 2013 and 2024. No idea how this translates to the team itself, but the organization's very messy with their whole process. I think it trickles down. Interesting insight, actually. Very interesting insight. I appreciate the $10 super chat, too. Thank you. Yeah, so I think Breslow, so you must have been, you were right the year before. Yeah, you were 1 year with Breslow, 1 year with, okay, so if you did 1 year with Breslow, 1 year with Bloom, what were the differences? No, guys. Zach Kelly's got this. I have full faith in Zach Kelly. If John Henry offered me an accounting gig, I would take it. I mean, yeah. Zach Kelly jersey. Oh, don't you worry about the Zach Kelly jersey. The Kelly jersey is on, folks. Dobbins is still out. Stan's about to hit it off the red seat. Demote the entire team and bring up the Woo Sox. Make the team watch. That would be wild. No way, bro. Is it Zach Kelly jersey? Zach Kelly, 76. Read it and weep. Zach Kelly, 76. You know what? I'm going to watch the game through the Zach Kelly jersey. I'm going to watch this fat strikeout. Watch this. Watch and learn, chat. See, there's strike one. Jordan Hicks is lower, you're right? No. Would have been better with Heim? I don't disagree. There's strike two. Everyone's saying, oh, Zach Kelly's waving the white flag. Watch this, chat, right here. Pop up. Zach Kelly's got it. Nope, Durbin's got it. And he catches it. Guess what? Zach Kelly did his job. Bang. You know what? I'm keeping this thing on the rest of the night. Maybe this is our good luck charm, chat. Maybe a little Zach Kelly magic is what we needed here. You know, I said this yesterday, and I like, oh, by the way, if you guys want recaps, like I'm doing every game recap on TikTok. So if you guys want to follow me on TikTok, I'm doing every game. I do a recap of the game, just like quick 1 minute blur. But anyways, on there, yes, it is. Welcome in. On there, I said one thing that I think is just enormously true about the Red Sox last night, and just in general this year, is that the Red Sox have sucked offensively, but at the bare minimum, at least it's been like you suck so bad that the games are so like it's already the fifth inning. It's been an hour, you know. Am I playing? Yeah, I'm actually. Well, I'm doing Yahoo, Rito, and I'm actually in a Red Sox podcasters group. I'm kind of getting torched. Kelly's good. Let's trade him. Yeah, you know what? I agree. Get this guy on a World Series team. Get Kelly a ring. You know. Get Kelly a ring, chat. Why am I getting Rob Levine commercials? I'm not in Rhode Island. Get him all. Dude, Rob Levine drives me nuts. That's one of those New England things that drives me crazy. But games like tonight make it so hard. Yeah. I live in Massachusetts. Let's make the green jerseys permanent. I'm down for anything. You picked up Murakami off of waivers? That's sick. Oh, so you know all about Rob Levine then, Alex. That guy. No. I'm gonna talk mad about Rob Levine, dude. New Hampshire, my home and native land. Roster construction is a mess. All right, there's nope. Looked good off the bat. All right, at least we're making contact, you know. He only has 5 strikeouts through 4 innings. Talk about WEI. What do you want me to say about WEI? Wear your socks here, My new favorite thing about the WEI broadcast is that they've like even the broadcast has realized the Red Sox are so bad. They're not even trying to hype them up anymore. They're just putting how bad they are on screen. Like every inning when the offense is up, we're getting a different statistic as to how bad the offense is. White Sox paid more. No, the White Sox are one of the only teams in baseball to offer him a contract. I cannot stand Rob Levine. Sure, the team can't hit, field, pitch, or play baseball very well. The important thing is they're great teammates and do whatever the management tells them to do. They could field. Did I see Lucas Giolito sign with the Padres? Sure did. I enjoy Will Fleming's and Will Middlebrook's podcast. Yeah, I think they're solid. Yeah. I like Will Fleming. I don't know why people don't. I know, Blue. I was just singing that as Sadon watched the plate. He's going to strike out here, but... Oh, no, he watched the pitch. Let's go. What's my opinion? My opinion is they never should have signed IKF. And I said that when they signed him, especially for $6 million. But at least the Red Sox, yeah, at least the Red, hey, and every dollar counts, Data. You know that. You're Mr. Data. Of course the Red Sox, for the first time maybe ever, have actual, like, stands with Yankees gear on them. Shirts, hats. There are probably some jerseys in there. Yeah, there's the K. But every dollar counts, Data. That's the important thing about Data, you know? Love IKF. Breslow versus Nico Harrison. What? Nico Harrison? What are we bringing poor Nico into this for? Gonna do it right this time around. Durbin is 418. See, the Red Sox are undecided to play. That's probably a good way to put it. Yeah, they are both too aggressive and then not aggressive enough. It is the weirdest philosophy I've ever seen for a team ever. Like it is. Like there's no real like okay. This is what the Red Sox are doing wrong cuz they're kind of doing everything wrong. Just checking the depression level in this state. I'm about 24 innings away from becoming a I don't know, Chad. What should I turn this channel into? I said what did I say the other day? A Guitar Hero streamer? I'll just buy Guitar Hero and Like we can't get stressed out. Like you guys sit here once a week, twice. You know what? I'll do it every night. We'll do an hour every night. Cooking channel? Yeah, there you go. You can't be stressed out cooking. I agree. Maybe self-help channel. I'm not going to be helpful in that category right now. Whoa, no. Guitar Hero stream? Yeah, dude. Like, let's just fire up Guitar Hero. Should do MLB show. Maybe I'll just become a video game streamer. I've been trying to get into Apex lately. Maybe I'll do that. Start playing horror games. Sure. I'll play some horror games. I like comic books. I don't know. Become a Smash Room streamer. See, I'd enjoy that too. Every game the Red Sox play is a horror game. True. Yeah, true. Well, like, there's not really much of a difference between what we're seeing on the field now and that's awesome, True. I'm glad to hear that. That's cool. How about a Yankee streamer? I won't go that far. Stream the Red Sox game instead. Maybe I will start streaming the Red Sox game. Review 80s TV shows? Sure. Chat, I'm dead ass. If this team is this bad this year, I'm still gonna post on here and we'll still talk about it every day. But I will start a second channel. We'll do something on top of this. If we hit rock bottom or could it be worse? It could be worse. It might get worse, if we're being honest. If you get to the deadline, you look like this. Nice pitch. Oh, game's over. The Red Sox are punting. Here comes Zach Kelly. Well, Ben Rice is one of the hottest hitters in baseball and just made him look stupid. If the Red Sox get to the deadline, they look like this, it is going to get so much worse. If you get to the end of the year and the Red Sox like this, it's going to get so much worse. This could be the tip of the iceberg. Is Cedon the best player in the Red Sox? Where'd that miss? Tap the helmet. Tap the helmet. This is going to make me go insane. The Red Sox, I don't understand. I already apologized at the beginning, E. I'm not going to apologize every time I see you. I'm not going to do that, right? You take the victory lap. I'm going to let you take the victory lap. That's fine. I'm not going to apologize every time you're in here, you know? Like, I don't understand. It's the sixth inning. What are you waiting for? You're down by 4 runs. 4 runs. God, when I told everyone that they shouldn't be panicking, we all argued about it. You were part of the people that were arguing about me, saying you shouldn't be panicking. And then I said, I apologize for saying everyone was incorrect, for saying you shouldn't be panicking, for saying that this team will turn around. I already did that. Any news on Romy? No. Opinions on Eduardo Rivera. You watch my video today if you want my full opinions, but he's fine. It's a risk by the Red Sox, but like, what else are they going to do? Zach Kelly, back-to-back Ks. No one wants to talk about it. There he is. Eduardo Rivera making his big league debut. Why is IKF starting over Meyer? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think his at bats have been much better than what Meyer's been giving you. I don't know. We won't suck all year long. Here's the problem, and I agree. I think the Red Sox will find their groove eventually. The problem is you're already 6 games back of the playoffs after tonight, or of the division, right? You were supposed to be competing for said division this year. You were close last year. You're supposed to build on that. Even if the Red Sox catch their groove here, you're now relying on 3 other teams in front of you to fall apart at the same time. There's a reason statistically it is so difficult for a team with the Red Sox record to get into the playoffs. It has to be a perfect storm of not only you getting better, but the teams around you sucking. And so the problem with that is every single game that you sit here and you can't figure it out is a game that you are falling deeper in that hole. So by the time you do figure it out, you might not just be strong enough to claw yourself out. And that's the issue. Go have a mini trash can keychain day. On the bright side, the Red Sox keep losing. We'll hear more Breslow word salad. You find a lot of entertainment in that? It makes me want to bang my head against a wall. It makes me want to just absolutely scream. Right, Blue. 100%. You throw 100? I don't know if he throws 100. He might be able to reach 100. He could toss it a bit, though. It's definitely higher in 90s, I think. We need someone who cares about the team. I don't know, dude. I'm miserable. Hi, miserable. I'm also miserable. Hi, Dylan. Wanting to scream is how I feel every time Corey says we have to be better, right? That's another one that drives me absolutely crazy too. Players only meeting in order. What does a players meeting actually do? Like, how many really successful players meetings are there? Roman and Abreu could change. Yeah, if Roman and Abreu start taking off at the same time, you get Wilson in there, and all of a sudden you got your like their top three guys are just world beaters. The offense is going to look way better. The problem is, again, you're going to be 19 and 15 or 9 and 15 after that. I keep saying 19, and people keep being like, "You're an idiot," and I'm like, "Yeah, I am. I know." Yeah, Daniel. Like, there's 96 from him. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, hey guys, leader of the team here, Trevor Story. I have the talking stick. I just want to let you guys all know I still love you. Even though I'm one of the worst hitters on the team and you're all around as bad as I am. And hey, by every measurable statistic offensively, we stink. I believe in you. What does that do? There we go, Rivera. A stream is like Red Sox Anonymous. It's starting to feel like it, huh? When will Connor Wrong reveal his true power? Imagine we had like a vet like Bregman. Yeah, imagine we had a Bregman on this team. Yankees will reach a point where they forget how to play defense. You know what the worst part about everyone calling for Core's job is when he leaves here and goes to a team that actually can put together a competent, like a real big like actual roster and you know, like defensively, offensively, goes for it when they're actually trying to go for it. Yeah, Rivera, let's go. First big league AB, first big league strikeouts. You know what? Hell yeah, Rivera. He's going to leave and go to a team like that and win a World Series because he's a good manager. It's like the kid who was on the team in high school who never played. Like, get up, guess who? Yeah. Where the coach was like, we need some energy in this dugout. And the one guy on the bench is like, you're right, coach. Everybody get up. That's him. That's a players only meeting. Can we bring Farrell back then? Oh, that's what I want, dude. Hello, everyone. I'm a suffering Red Sox fan. Fatsy got to go? Fine. Yeah, get him out of here. Sure. Not a shot. He sucks. Joe, you've been preaching this for the last couple of years. Like, I think that's the only time you ever come into these live streams is just to talk about Alex Cora. I'm going to, like, you're going to get your wish if the team's this bad, I think. I think the Red Sox are going to do as much drastic changes as humanly possible. They might even put Cora in the front office. They might do something like that. We'll have the conversation once he leaves, and we'll see if the grass is greener. Me in the back of the room when they fix Justin Gonzalez's launch angle. That's what I care about now. Please go to a game with a sell the team pair bag. Me? No, because I don't believe that selling team will do anything. They need to scout each starting pitcher and have an approach. Yeah. All right, Joe. Listen, you've got your opinion. I understand it. You've made it perfectly clear. Again, the only time you come into these streams is to tell me that you think Alex Cora needs to be fired. I get it. If that is to happen, then we can have a conversation about whether or not it was Cora or not. That's what we'll do. I think I'm just going to play the casting of Frank Stone since I've already logged 90 hours on MLB The Show. My God, Spencer. No, it won't do anything. Selling the team, I'm convinced selling the team will do nothing. And it's not because selling the team and getting John Henry out of here won't do nothing. It's because FSG, I'm going to keep doing this rant all night, folks, because it is going to be, I might even make a video about this tomorrow. FSG will never actually sell this team. They will sell shares of said team. Principal owner, John Henry, will sell shares. He'll fade into the background. That will be the Red Sox selling the team. All that's going to happen is that FSG, Fenway Sports Group, the sport group conglomerate that has created a corporate organization surrounding Fenway Park and the Boston Red Sox, will never lose Fenway Park and the Boston Red Sox. They won't. That is their cornerstone. That is their cash cow. That is what is going to be. I mean, Will, you're going the other way twice is pretty good, even though he flew out there. They are going to hold on to it to dear life. They're going to hold on to it. This may be a company that holds on to this for 150 years. It's just how they've set this thing up, right? This is everything that they're building around themselves is centered around Fenway Park and the Boston Red Sox. So what that means is that if you sit here and you go to games with a paper bag on your head and, FSG starts feeling the pressure and like, man, we really got to do something. Hey, John, you're 80-something years old, right? Why don't you start fading in the background? Let's make it public. You're selling your shares. What that actually means is all he's doing is taking his 51% and he's turning it into 30%, and he's going to sell 21% of what he's got to everyone else, either in FSG or maybe they throw 1 to 2% out to Joe Schmo, who made $7 million breast implanting. I don't know, right? So all that's going to change is John Henry fades in the background a little bit. The conglomerate, the machine that you have been seeing over the last 6 or 7 years is not going to move, and it's never going to move. So the sell the team stuff, the boycott Fenway stuff, it's not going to do anything. It's not. All right, Spence, I'll see you tonight. Yes, that's exactly right, Zachary. We are totally helpless to the machine. Yes, hopeless, yes. No, we don't, Colmer. Yes, Daniel, that's 100% right. Like, if you empty out the stadium, it's still a tourist destination. They're still getting Nesson revenue. They're still getting Boston Globe revenue. They're still getting revenue shares from Major League Baseball. And they're still getting advertisement shares. To be honest with you, the empty stadiums are such a minute, small portion of what they are making on, not to mention the concerts. They own the entirety of Lansdowne Street. The actual dollars you spend on concessions, they probably lose money every game on concessions and tickets. They do. Fine, I'll make some calls. Fine, I'll do it myself. Yeah, they have a NASCAR team. They sold most of the Penguins. They still own some of it. Right. So that's a perfect example. Like LeBron is the type of person that would buy into FSG if John Henry were to sell. Right? LeBron's not making any decisions. LeBron's not doing anything. Call the Crafts to get them to buy. You're not understanding me, Bill. FSG as the conglomerate corporation will never allow the Crafts to take over majority ownership. It was John Henry who created the company. If he's going to sell, he's never going to sell enough for one person to have 51% that isn't in this organization. If he is going to sell that, it is going to be to somebody that, one, they handpicked out. And it has to be someone who can afford it. And the Crafts are not going to be someone they want to sell this to. And notoriously, the Crafts don't spend a ton of money either. They just win a lot, which is, I mean, yeah, okay. Right, E. Yeah, that's kind of it, yes. Bingo, Meek. Didn't Family Sports Group sell the Penguins? Yes. Yeah, they sold the Penguins. But again, it's not the Pittsburgh Sports Group. My God, are we really getting out on that, boys? You can't run a little bit faster up the line? It's not the Pittsburgh Sports Group. It's the Fenway Sports Group. You think the Fenway Sports Group is going to sell their majority shares in Fenway or the Red Sox? No. It's never going to happen. Techie Tanner, what's going on, man? How am I tonight? How am I tonight? You know the end of a concert, like a punk rock concert, where the guy's just the either lead singer who's also the guitarist, so the lead guitarist is just smashing his guitar on the ground, and the crowd's cheering, and he's about to rip out a pack of cigarettes. That's what I feel like right now. That's about what I feel like right now. I feel like the guy who's just smashing his guitar on the grounds and making that obnoxious noise from the amp. And I'm like, the patriarchy is ruining lives. Yeah. Because FSG. You know? That's what I feel like. So if you're looking for a 1 to 10, how am I doing? Probably like a 2. Could be worse. I could be the guitar, which I'm pretty close to being the guitar, but you want roster moves by tomorrow's game? They've made 2 roster moves recently. Samoniego's up. Eduardo Rivera's up. Sixth highest payroll in baseball. Stop crying. Shouldn't that be more of a reason for us to be critical about this team? Yeah, wow. Could you ever see Rafi come back later in his career? No. Definitely not. Can't say hell? What? Brother, that's your autocorrect. That's not me. Am I nervous about Roman's back? Yes. Everything went south when we released Walker Buehler. Dude, how have we not thought about this before? You're right. I don't understand our leadership in evaluating talent from other teams and signing them to big contracts. I mean, to be fair, their signings haven't been bad. Like, Bregman was good last year. I don't think Suarez is going to be bad. Like, tonight wasn't a terrible start. He had one bad pitch and made his start look worse, but I don't think it was that bad. Boy, was that close. You got to be kidding me. How look at the ball's literally flat on that side. How is that not a strike? Whatever. Watched on YouTube yesterday, Cliff Burton Metallica pulling teeth bass solo. If you know, you know. Might have to take a look at it, Dennis. Walker Buehler last game at Fenway was the last time I went to a game. Might be a while before you go back. Yeah, I don't blame you. Any pitcher that faces us is an ace. Yeah, that's also true. Wilson, you know what, Wilson? Start a fight. We're not going to win tomorrow anyway. Start a fight. Now, that isn't an error, technically. Right? Like, that isn't an error, but my God. I do mess with Rivera's glove, dude. That thing's kind of sweet. Same time next week? Probably. Check the schedule. See what time they're playing next week. The Red Sox this year are actually a really good team. They're just bad at hitting, pitching, and defense. Better at defense, I'll say that. The Red Sox are better at defense. But Cello gets an out. I don't disagree. Nice. They want a pickle. All right. Siege Cat, it's the little things right now. It's the little things right now. How does Breslow's off-season grade look? Seeing we're a month into the season. What did I give it before? Did I give it a B- or a C+? I definitely didn't give it an A. I said I didn't give it an A because of the expectations put on it. I said it was a good pivot. I still think it was at the time a good pivot. What do I give it now? I give it a B-. B. Okay. I mean, Gray's been fine. Contreras has been Contreras has been your best player. It's really been Durbin, right? It's really been like Suarez. I don't think has been like unworthy, like an F. The problem is you're about to be 6 games under 500, right? Or 5 games under 500? No, 6 games under 500. So can't exactly give it a passing grade, right? Yeah, I was gonna say, Jack, it was probably 24. Chat, you're not gonna believe it. They actually challenged the pitch, and it worked out. They could have signed Murakami and Okamoto. No, they couldn't have because Murakami signed before the Red Sox lost Alex Bregman. I believe Okamoto was the only one. Murakami signed before Bregman. Alonso's been buns to start the year. I'm less mad about that. That's a good point, Mooney. I think the things that you didn't do too are also shining through. I think it's a good point. I think you can have a conversation about that. Murakami would look nice at third. Like let's be honest though. Please don't chant Yankees suck. That drives me crazy. Could have played first base. Wilson Contreras has been an overall much better player than Murakami. Murakami's just hit a bunch of home runs. And I don't know how much that would make you a legitimately better team. That makes sense? Like, yes. Before I go on this rant, let me make sure. How do you spell Murakami? Mura. There he is. Like, how much WAR does... Okay. Let me take that back a bit. I didn't realize the OPS was that good. I didn't realize he had 9 home runs. I thought he had 5. Yeah, never mind. Maybe they should have. But the problem is with Murakami is it was after Wilson and before Bregman. That's the problem, right? It was in between the two. And we'll see. Again, I said this to you, E, earlier, too. I want to see how he ends the season, too. You got to remember he's a rookie, you know? Yeah, I just said I was wrong, E. Did you not hear me? I understand the Contreras pickup when it happened, and I've been pretty happy so far. I love the Contreras pickup. I still do that. I still 100% do the Contreras pickup. Again, if you lost Bregman earlier, I wonder if that's the pivot, you know? Yeah, no. The Murakami signing happened after you traded for Contreras, but before you lost Alex Bregman. Yeah, I don't agree. I agree with you, Jack. Yeah, but I would live with Murakami striking out a whole bunch if he had 9 home runs, 17 RBIs, and a 978 OPS. You know what I mean? Plus, he's got a 400 on base percentage. So he struck out 31 times. He also walked 21 times. No, Houck is not coming back at all this year. How's Alonso doing this season? Not good. Pete Alonso, although he had a home run tonight, so the stats will go up. Max Fried's going to pitch a complete game, isn't he? He's hitting 211, 668 OPS, 2 home runs. So he would not be helping the team. They would get rid of Duran this year. Not only do I think they will, I think they kind of should. Who's the Red Sox player trade before the deadline? I think it's Duran. I think it's Duran. We've been saying for 2 years. It either has to be Duran or it has to be Massa. It has to be one of those. You cannot do this entire season with all 5 of these guys on this team. You can't do it. And you're not going to trade Roman. You're not going to trade Cedon. You're not going to trade Willier. Willier's younger, has 2 Gold Gloves, and can hit. And you want to talk about losing home run potential? You want to trade Willier in the middle of this? You know? Massa's here for another 2 years after this. He's too much of a fan favorite. So was Devers. You know? Like Devers was a fan favorite. They had no problem doing that. What does this team need to do constant winning? Yeah, so was Moogie. There's another good point. What does this team need to be better at winning? I don't know. To get on base more? I don't know. What do you think of my conspiracy that players are being forced by an analytics team to take more pitches and that they asked Durbin to try and lift the ball more to hit it off the wall? It costs them more strikeouts. Well, the second part isn't really true because he's striking out about the same, a little bit higher, but nothing like he's still like 10% below, or at least 6% below league average. So, I don't think. I don't think that second part is true. But take more pitches, yeah, I could see that for sure. You know, the problem is, I think, like, I was noticing that the other day, Superman here. The Red Sox get let a lot of first pitch strikes go, and they're immediately behind in counts. And that's fine for a team who's hitting well. But for a team that's not hitting well, if you're getting a good pitch off the bat, swing the bat. The problem is they start, here's you want to know the real conspiracy? They start super passive. And that's why they don't score a lot in the first couple innings. Then they get really aggressive, and it either works out and they score a bunch of runs in the later part of the game, or they do exactly what they're doing today and yesterday, where they have like 6 pitch innings. That's the answer. Imagine the Sox getting shut out 3 games in a row. It's definitely not impossible. Wish Henry would reassign Sam Kennedy elsewhere in FSG and put Theo in as president interim. I don't think Theo wants to. Theo has all of the capabilities in the world. All the capabilities in the world to take over and sort of like be like, hey, I'm going to be the voice in the room for this Red Sox team. I know he helped Craig with the crochet trade. I know he pushed big to actually sign Bregman. But guys, Theo's not here for his passion for the Red Sox. He's here to make money. In fact, wasn't his main focus on the Formula One? Like, was in his introductory press conference, didn't they talk about him focusing on the F1? FS1, I was dumb. F1 team that they're putting together, or maybe it was the NASCAR team, it was one of the two. Really, see, what do you think our record will be this year? I'm praying we come back. I don't know, dude. I like, you got to get to 500 first before I can even have a conversation about. There's a chance that this team continues to play like this and they end up like 75 and whatever. There's a real chance. I don't think that's off the board at all. In fact, I would think as of right now, it's probably the most likely outcome. Even if they do get hot, how cold are they going to be by the time they get hot, and can they bring themselves out of it? But like, there's also a capability they get into March and actually figure something out, you know? Selling the team will do nothing. Who is Eduardo Rivera? He was called up today from AA. Well, he was in AAA, but he had never played in a AAA game. He came straight from AA to the majors. He's the Red Sox number 32 prospects on Sox Prospects, number 26 on MLB Pipeline. Big old lefty, a lot of extension. I will say it looks pretty solid. I guess this also means that Toley's coming up tomorrow with Eduardo Rivera coming in today. At least we get Toley. That'll at least be relatively entertaining. What time's the game tomorrow? Yeah, they're definitively like they're gonna let Freed try and close this out, right? Although he's at like 86 pitches, maybe not. $6.10. That's frustrating. Hip toss celebration. They haven't gotten on base enough for me to care about the Red Sox celebration. Yeah, they'll use Rivera as a bulk inning reliever, mostly because they need to save this bullpen's mouth so bad. At least Story's getting his work in. It doesn't look terrible. Rivera looked pretty good. Let's see if he comes out for a ninth. They are pushing Crochet back a day, so hopefully that helps. 6 days off. Veritek head coach. I am at the point now with Jason Veritek that I don't think it's going to get. You guys understand what Jason Veritek's role in the organization is right now? It's game planning and run prevention. What are the Red Sox doing? They're not game planning well, and they're not preventing runs. So what makes you think that Jason Veritek, who's in that position, by the way, is going to make this team better as a manager? Yeah, Rivera was mostly a starter last year. He started 2 games this year. Make Pedroia head coach. Pedroia wants nothing to do with this Red Sox team. I don't blame him. I don't blame him one bit. Like I love Jason Veritek, the player. You know, all time Red Sox player. All time Red Sox player. How are you sitting there saying how much you do from a back seat? Well, I don't know. Let's take a look at what Andrew Valey's philosophy with the pitching staff has done for this team last year compared to this year. I'm not even like Will. I'm not trying to argue that Cora Cora's made mistakes this year for sure. I still think he's a better manager than most in Major League Baseball, but it's hard for me to argue if the team's 6 games under 500 after tonight. You know, but my argument has nothing to do with Cora. You're bringing up an entirely different conversation. You wanted Veritek as the manager. I'm telling you, the Veritek doesn't. I don't think Veritek's going to change anything. If you don't like Alex Cora, I don't think you're going to like Jason Veritek either. Toley's tomorrow. I don't know how many times the Nesson has to put Cohasset is where Ben Rice is from before I actually put my fist to my iPad. I've heard Cohasset 10,000 times in the last year. We get it. The dude's from Massachusetts. I don't care. He plays for the Yankees, and he's a little crap on the Yankees. God, it drives me crazy. Cohasset's a town. It's where Ben Rice. I'm surprised you don't know that already. Dave O'Brien says it's 6 times a game. Yeah, Schlittler from Walpole tomorrow. When Schlittler throws like 8 innings, no earned run baseball, O'Brien is going to love it. There's the hometown kid from Walpole. just really doing his best at shutting down the Red Sox offense this afternoon. The kid from Walpole is really looking like he's at home this afternoon, Lou. What do you think? He's got to feel some type of way about, pitching his first game at Fenway Park. Are we serious? Ryan McMahon? You got a feeling? You got a feeling? You know what I have a feeling about? Death. Like, that is going to be the conversation forever. Lou Maloney is manager. I don't even know if he'd do a better job. I don't know. OB always makes you roll my eyes when he talks about the opposition not having star powers if we do. Yeah. So there is a bad chance of striking out 27 and have a scoring run. What are the odds? Red Sox don't have hitting depth. They have hitting death. Everyone over the age of 27. See you later, Garrett. Crochet. Actually, is Crochet 26 or 27? I mean, Arcilla was the gold standard, so anyone's going to be terrible. I really don't mind Dave O'Brien. I really don't. Oh my God, dude. This is just so miserable to watch. Jesus. The idea of a sweep will make you weep. I don't know. Like, I said it for the members only today. I'm sick of them being embarrassed. Like lose a game in extra innings. You know what I mean? Like put up a comeback. Do something. It's the 8th inning and you have 3 hits. What'd you miss? Nothing. Win the AL East? Will, you actually think the ceiling of this team right now is to win the AL East? The ceiling of this team needs to be get to 500. Like, the ceiling of this team needs to put together a 4-game win. Wilson Contreras just swung at a baseball that bounced 7 feet in front of the plate. All right, sports. Hit all buttons time yet? Let's just start smashing buttons. We face good pitching to start the year. They just got shut out by Luis Gil, who... Pff. They got shut out by Luis Gil, who had given up 4 home runs in 9 innings and had a 7 ERA. It's not just good pitching, dude. I think they win more than 70 games, Nash. What was their record this time last year? They finished over 500 in April, and you're 7 games away from that. I'd probably guess you were 2 or 3 games below. At least Zach Kelly pitched well. True. We can take that as a win, man. Take me back to the vibes of last season, please. But the issues, there's nothing for us to hang our hats on. Bingo. Rivera looked freaking amazing. Yeah, Rivera actually looked pretty good. Hashtag team. This just isn't fun. I agree. Someday somebody gonna turn around and say goodbye. Like we've been such a different team since 2019. I think 2021 was one of the more fun years I've ever had watching baseball, even though they didn't win it all. But yes, I agree. Can't believe how excited I was for the season start. Dude, I was so excited. The Red Sox are really throwing pie all over my face, dude. I'm just getting pies left and right and left, dude. I was so excited for this team. Ten-run ninth inning. Oh, yeah, that's what's going to happen. All I want is for the Red Sox to beat the Stankies in Schlittler tomorrow on national. And tomorrow's on Fox. Tomorrow's on Fox and the Yankees are playing. It's over. It's all over. Yeah, dude. Rob Levine's stance looked better than a lot of our fucking middle of the order. Oops, sorry. A lot of our middle of the order here. Almost bought it, dude. I almost bought a 20-game package too. I'm very glad I didn't either because I'm about to get tickets like 20 minutes before the game for like $7 this summer if it keeps going like this. Think we win tomorrow, then 2 out of 3 from Baltimore. Yeah, perfect. And then we'll be 5 games under 500. We were interviewing the talent. I thought we saw you there. I think Robbie was going too. What, E? For real, honestly, if they suck, I'll go to more. Yeah. No one wants Story or Masa or Vets because of money. Yeah. Regret buying my MLB season ticket watching the team play. $7 bleacher seats here. I come. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Miss out on Pete Alonso. Yeah, Pete Alonso looks solid. WrestleMania. Are you saying I was there? Nope. I don't watch wrestling. Just can't get into it. Bleacher Creatures rock. I agree. 3 hits, 2 walks in 7 innings. Pathetic. Yeah, it's almost as bad as yesterday. Actually, I think this was worse than yesterday. Student nines aren't even worth it. Do I watch Monster Territory? I sure do. Robbie is a great guy. I did grab Nesta 360 this season for free Sox tickets. I have it because it's a tax write-off. I wouldn't recommend it. Duran is the only player with a hit. Yeah, actually, I think so. No. Monasterio has a hit. Me and Robbie should collab. We will, eventually. Our schedule just didn't line up, and then we've gotten busy with the season, so we haven't really talked in a bit, but we will. Isn't it like $80 a month? No, it's definitely not that much. Oh, Abreu, that's it. Abreu is a single. Robbie's a huge wrestling guy. Yeah, I knew that. Look at the Yankees just laughing at us. I hate Giancarlo Stanton. Anything you wish for the trade deadline? Good prospects back. I wish for good prospects. What's up, Tommy? Oh, that's cool, Slow. Wish we had a consistent lineup. Yeah, I would too. Imagine Stan becoming a Red Sox like 5 years ago. Can't. He was never. There's some people that were never destined. Like Alex Rodriguez, never destined to be a Red Sox player. Giancarlo Stanton, never destined to be a Red Sox player. That's a strike. Can we get? Why don't we just throw a challenge? It's the top of the 9th. Your challenges mean absolutely nothing. I've been hinting at a Robbie collab for 3 seasons. Yeah, I have been on Monster Territory a couple of times. If you check it out over there, like every time we've been like, oh yeah, we're gonna do something on Red Seat. Either something comes up or our schedules just actually don't align. Need to see me on Section 10? I don't think that's gonna happen. Fun fact, did you know Sammy Sosa was almost Red Sox? Yeah, another guy, you know? Gotta get Corbin at 310 to left. Hang with the big dogs. Me, TC, and Alex Spear. Can Rivera start? Yeah, Rivera was a starter in minor league baseball. I don't know if I trust Rivera going 6 innings, though, to be fair. Is Sammy Sosa up? All right, Eduardo Rivera, there it is. Stop playing the shipping up to Boston hype music when you're down 4 and have 3 hits this game. How do you skip AAA? He was called up to AAA yesterday and called up to Major League Baseball today. I still like the condensed games when you lose just to see some baseball. This isn't worth it. Yeah, brother, there's no reason to watch it. Like, I don't know. Comeback time. That Sweet Caroline when the Red Sox are losing is so dumb. We should sign Jazz in our trade for it. Would have been traded, yeah. The 2013 team overcame adversity as well. No, they didn't. They were the best team in the American League since day one, and they didn't let up. Show me where in the season the 2013 team overcame adversity. In terms of the play on the field. Obviously, there's the off-the-field stuff that I think is definitely part of it. The 2013 team did not start the year terrible. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's talk about where the 2013 Red Sox were in. Well, actually, we'll do what? How many games are we into the season now? 22? This is 23? No, this is 24. All right, let's see here. Schedule and results. 24 games into the season, the Red Sox were. The Red Sox were 13-7 in first place in 2013. What up, J.A.? Oh, no, this year you meant? Yeah. When am I going to get on Section 10? We're just waiting for the invite. I kind of like the new Nesson intro, actually. Get a guest appearance on the Bastards. I'm okay, thank you. It's the Sox. Yeah, I'm watching. We're watching every game. We're still watching. Brent Hedrick is coming in. Back-to-back shutouts will force the team to fire people. You would think. It's not going to happen. Minor the Sox put up 5 here. Sox put up 5 runs here. I will give away some piece of Red Sox memorabilia worth $5,000. There's one out. No rally cap? Yeah, dude, I'm not putting on a rally cap for this team until they deserve a rally cap. You know? dude. This is it's unbearable. This is unbearable to watch. Well, at least Trevor Story got a hit there. What up, Ghost? A hit. Someone cue the duck boats. Trevor Story got a hit. Someone cue it. That's the face of a guy who looks like he's getting fired. Did you see that? Breslow looked like with every pitch, Breslow looked like he was about to drop dead. Oh my gosh, dude. That's a guy who thinks he's getting fired, man. See you at the end of June? Why? What is the end of June going to do for you? Sell a team chant? Yeah, it's not going to do anything. But appreciate the effort. You did not stay up for this? You sure did. Yeah, it's 1,000% the lineup, dude. If Breslow is fired, who do they turn to? That's a great question, Ghost. I don't know. Corbin's gonna crash out. It's not a crash out. It's just an objective reality. Call up Arias at this point again, brother. Like, you just called someone up from Double-A and they just shoved against the Yankees. Yeah, sure, give them a shot. See you boys in the World Series. I'll see you in the World Series. If they fire Breslow instead of Cora, I'll pick a new team after 39 years. Okay, Joe. Get Fluky. Ah, I thought Grisham was going to drop that. Wah, wah. Who do I think needs to be fired? I think you start with the hitting coach and see what happens there. How did Ranger do? 4 2/3, 4 runs. They're 1 out away from being shut out back-to-back games at Fenway Park since 2002. 2-out rally. If anyone's going to do it, it's Duran tonight. He's 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. You'll swing the twig. Put me in, coach. I'll swing the twig. Internal issue when we got rid of Devers last season and we started playing better. I mean, it could be. I don't know who the internal issue would be though. You fire coaches at any point? Yeah, fire Fatsy and see what happens. Did we score? What do you think, Nate? What do you think? How about 3 doubles? Yeah, you know what? Fine. Give me 3 doubles here. He does have 2 challenges to play with. That's a good point. When have you seen with your own 2 eyes Duran play a solid second base? 1908 Cardinals were shut out 33 times chasing history. Why does the baseball universe hate us? I don't know why they hate us. I don't have an answer to. I hate Yankee fans, dude. I hate them. I think it'd be a good replacement for Breslow. I kind of like the idea of Falvey. The Red Sox liked him The Red Sox liked him a lot, and then he didn't want a job. So, what will selling the team solve? Nothing. I've made this conversation 1,000 times. It will do absolutely nothing. Like, you're just stuck with FSG, so. We all hate Yankee fans. When you painted those guys in the crowd at Fenway Park, it makes my blood boil. It really does. Look at this. Look at this jackhole in a home Yankees jersey. In a home Yankee jersey with a button down underneath. What are we doing? Damn, I'm going to hell. That sucks, Jordan. Oh, the pitch is down. Any challenge? Yeah, why don't you just challenge the last pitch of the game? Why don't you ever do that? Why don't we ever see that? There we go. No shutout. Cue the duck boats. Cue them. Cue the duck boats. Where's the dirty water, chat? Where is the dirty water? Not a chance I'm going to Yankee Stadium this summer. No. I'm not sitting in a Costco ballpark. Thank you very much, though. Oh, my God. We have a run. Ba-dum, bum, bum. Ba-ba-da. Ba-dum, bum, bum. Ba-ba-da. Does anyone really believe that the front office gives a damn about us fans? They sure do not. 9 and 15 for the Sox now. What a joke of a record that is. Certainly isn't a good one, let me tell you that. You were disappointed? Not getting shut out. Whoop, 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 whoop. 309. If Durbin goes 390 feet, I'll do a backflip. I will do a backflip. Yeah, Easton, I'm not talking at all about the play on the field. I'm talking about your baseball park is a Costco mall imitating a baseball diamond. Yankee Stadium is boring. It's bland. It's corporate. I don't know how you guys have any fun there. Like, I get it. Your team's better than ours. I'm not arguing that. There's a whole lot of issues with the Red Sox right now. But ballpark-wise, my God, I'd rather go to a funeral. Not to mention it's loud. You've got all those stupid noises. Easton, come on now. You and I both know the definition of a real American ballpark is by far and away not Yankee Stadium and much closer to Fenway Park. And you know it. If there's one thing you can't dunk on us right now, Easton, it's our ballpark, because we all know our ballpark is superior in every single way outside of your corporate donors getting bigger boxes at Yankee Stadium. That's it. Outside of that, you have nothing on us in terms of a ballpark. Nothing. Oh, let me do a roll call. Hey, Aaron. Like, what are we doing? What is that? No, I don't like the Yankees. Why would I like the Yankees? No, it's definitely worse than us singing Sweet Caroline. Agreed, Ghost. 3-2. What are you gonna do? Ground out, ground out. Yeah. Don't forget that. Yeah, they have no mascots. There's no classic Durbin. There's no mascots. There's no fun. Well, chat, I think we suck. I asked you in this video, who wants to be miserable together? And guess what? Guess what? We were all miserable together, chat. We were all miserable together. This Red Sox team is miserable. There's no energy. There's no offense. I mean, the entire offense looks like it's going to get just decimated. Ugh. And Schlittler's gonna absolutely rock the hell out of this offense, dude. If our offense last year couldn't compete against Schlittler, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? What are we gonna do? I will see the members only tomorrow. We're gonna do another therapy session, and we are going to do live call-in. So make sure you're ready for that. That should be a grand old time. We'll watch the game too a little bit, but. Giveaway, Meek, yours should be in the mail. Thank you all very much. Those of you who donated, who became a member tonight, thank you. Who renewed their membership tonight, thank you. I appreciate all of you. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's just going to be a rant, I think. What else are we going to do? What else are we going to do? There's nothing else to do. We are going to be ranting tomorrow. It'll be a grand old time. Thank you all very much for being here. Sorry the Red Sox suck, but hey, we're gonna keep keeping on. You and me. And I will see you all in the